Okay, so I'm gonna just do a YouTube video because it's just too much to continue to do TikTok parts, and I feel like that's gonna throw off my mind of like where I'm at to make sure like I'm saying everything. So put me in your headphones, just listen, okay? This morning I woke up, and when I woke up, I had the biggest like, I'll be damned. So a couple years ago, I remember that I had brought up the fact of that 2020 was like, I said that 2020 was going to repeat itself, how the beginning of COVID started, right? And a couple years ago, I had made a video on my Instagram, but I deleted it. It's crazy. I deleted that fucking Instagram that had all the, like, I deleted both the Instagrams that had all these like old videos and stuff like that. It's crazy. So I deleted it, but in the video I was telling them like COVID was the only thing that's ever had our world pause like that. Like that was something we've never experienced before. And I remember I used to always say like, y'all about to realize that God is real. Like God is about to show y'all that he's real, right? 1:11 on the clock was I say that. Y'all, this morning I had this realization because for one, I remember saying in no, I didn't. I'm sorry. I said this in the video that I posted for the people in my texting app, but I posted it to them. I was like, you like basically Neptune, this entire, like, I say the entire 2 years, let me just go ahead and call a spade, the entire 2 years, because this shit actually started Pisces season of last year. I mean, of 2020. Like things started to get real wonky right about like Pisces season. Like everything just shut down right about Pisces season, because I remember my birthday's in March, and by the time my birthday came, we was already shut down. So like things was like real, like, like people were shutting down like every other day. There was a business shutting down, or like people was doing shit on the slick, like, you know what I'm saying? Or like we had curfew and stuff like that. I remember that, right? So because I used to work in healthcare, and at the beginning, I remember at the beginning of that month, everything was cool and we was trying to figure it out. And I feel like by the time March happened, it was like a couple of weeks in March, and it was just like everything just, it makes me think of that TikTok. He was like, one kiss is all it takes. And it was like, whoa, and how he like knocks off his headphones, like, what the fuck? That's how fast shit went, and we were just in the house. Y'all, when I woke up this morning and I had this download, I realized that Neptune, regardless if you know it or not, Neptune has been keeping us up to date from the vision that we had in 2020. There are dreams that you had in 2020 that seemed like it was just like it seemed very far-fetched, it seemed like, like, oh my God, like I'm seeing myself in a different reality. Like, what's this? You know what I'm saying? And when I text my group this morning, I was like, yo, at this point, I'm just watching myself in another reality, because like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm starting to see things like, it's just weird. Like, it's not weird in a bad way. It's just like, what is going on? Like, why am I seeing myself, and I'm seeing other people in this? I'm seeing people that I know in real life. I'm seeing them in the dream, but the connection that we have in the dream is different than we have in person. Like, I mean, that we have now. And so, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, like, all right, I'm trying to put the puzzle pieces together. So basically, I remember I kept saying that we were in a big pause. Like everything was just paused for a second. Like nothing was going on. We just was in a pause. And we needed to understand like it was because we were pausing so we could rearrange things. Like I feel like we've been in this really long slumber. Like I feel like we've been asleep this last 2 years that things are happening. Because when you think about COVID, like I want y'all to just remember some things. First of all, remember the fact that companies was blowing up overnight. People was blowing up overnight. Things were happening overnight. Okay? People went from broke to having money overnight. Like all that shit was happening overnight. And you can't tell me it wasn't. It was happening overnight. And because it was like everybody had time. You know what I mean? Okay. Oh shit. One kiss is all it takes. Okay. y'all. I'm telling y'all. It's just a lifestyle channel. Like, it is what it is, baby. You know who I was when you met me. All right. Okay, here we go. Now. Okay. So, I was like, no, like that don't make sense. So it makes me think of, like I said, I was working in healthcare at that time. And when I was working in healthcare, I remember like my entire world just changed within like a couple of months. Like everything was happening. I remember like from like February to like May, there was this big shift in my whole entire world. Like it was horrific, okay? And somebody on TikTok was like, yeah, it feels like my life is resurfacing from 2021. Now, I'm going to be honest. If your life is surfacing from 2021, you're not doing something right. Because in reality, you should be where you should be where the mindset was of the whole, like, waking up out of that, like, fog of illusions of, like, what the fuck? You should be like that now. Because that's what it was in 2020. Everybody, it was like this big, like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, wait a minute. Like, that's when I told y'all the divorce rate had went up. The job shit just stopped working. Like, it was like what the fuck is going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, decided that they didn't want to work anymore, because 2021 was when the Great Resignation happened. We're going to try this karma water and see how it is. But everybody had said that they didn't want to work. Like, they was realizing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be getting used and abused and stuff like that. But then you remember 2020, it's like we all shifted to home. And it's like it didn't really register at first. Like, when we all switched to home, it was kind of like, wait, why are we going into office to do all this shit and half this shit can be done at home? Because I told you it was the release of control. And I'm telling y'all, that has been what the South Know has been about, is people that have been abusing their power because they want to be in control. And remember, I said in the video, I was like, we aren't controlled by God. We're led by God. God doesn't control us. We choose to, you know what I'm saying? We choose him. We're not being like push. And I told y'all that the biggest agreement that the whole world, I don't think people underestimate this agreement. God and the devil had this thing of where God said, my children will choose me, and the devil was like, I bet. So if they choose you, whatever I owe, whoever owed him, whatever, will pay what we owe. That's the deal. Like you don't have to believe it, but that's the deal. Like, it's not no longer like it's not like a corruption. It's like all that, like the devil blesses you and stuff like that. That's true. But I'm trying to tell y'all, it's not that like complex anymore. It's very simple. It's very simple. Like, it's very simple. Either you're going to choose God or you're going to choose the devil. And the devil is not going to, like, what I realized is the devil hasn't, instead of him, I told y'all, he has to pick a host. And the more he spreads, the weaker his energy gets. So instead of him like taking one person and he's been trying to like push that person to do the same thing, he's been jumping in other people for them to do different things. For, you know what I'm saying, to really throw your mind off. Like, seriously. And when you think about 2020, if you want me to be honest, we was a lamb in a room full of wolves. We just didn't realize it. If you want me to be real with you, in 2020, you was a lamb, a sheep that was around a lot of wolves. So you had to, like, all of a sudden, it's like you started to wake up behind shit, and the wolves were work. The wolves were the partner you was with. Like, just like wait a minute. What the fuck? That's where all them DV cases came. That's why people started to see the real versions of people, because the North Node was in Gemini. Now, Mars is in Gemini, which was really creating this like dynamic duo of like, boom, it's happening just like that. And when God said that they gonna choose me and you have to pay them, like, look, whoever you use to corrupt my children, they have to pay them, you have to pay them, and then I'm gonna pay them for their obedience. Y'all, when I tell y'all this download hit me, because 2020, it was like a wave. It was like a wave of people. And I remember I caught COVID at the end of 2020. And when I thought about how I caught COVID and what was going on and what was the words that were spoken to y'all, when I tell y'all, when I think about it, it's like, so the first wave of devilish energy happened, right? And then we got into the year 2021, when it was the year of 5 of change, right? So in the year of change, that's when some other things started to wake up or whatever. Like, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, you did this in phases, and I'm trying to tell y'all, things move faster up there than they do down here. So in reality, I told y'all were jumping to y'all most stablest timeline if you did the work. If you were doing the work and releasing. So right now, you should be at a point where, like, you should be at the bare minimum. Seriously, mind, body, and soul, you should be at the bare minimum. And what's about to happen is the things that are around you and the people that are around you, I told y'all there was going to be like this shift, because see, not everybody was part of the devil. Okay, they weren't a part of the devil, but they still have karmic lessons that they have to learn, and y'all can't be in the same vicinity if they're gonna continue to not learn their lessons. Like, seriously, like, so it was like this slow pool. It's like, it reminds me of taffy. It's been this slow pool with people. Like, I just don't think people, like, I've been noticing it, but I just was like, maybe I'm just tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, Like, people are vanishing, and they're not vanishing like something happens to them. They're vanishing because it's just like they're no longer in the frequency. Like, it's been this slow pull, and that's why I kept trying to tell y'all, people take things personal. That's because they're going through something that they need to fix on their own, and it has nothing to do with you. And I'm like, bro, something not right. Like, something not right. Like, I just kept saying, like, yo, something's not right. Like, I can feel the same shift that I did, because it's funny, because a friend of mine, I told you, we linked back up. Like, it was really weird. Like, it's like we distance ourselves and then we link back up. This bitch got so much shit going for herself right now. I'm so proud of her. And it was just kind of like, and then it's the fact of where she invited me to go. And I was like, I'm trying to tell you, this shit is crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Because when I think about it, this is how the event happened 2 years ago. Y'all, the way it's like, the way that it's like, all of a sudden, it reminds me of the cleverness. See, basically what I feel like is, where we thought that we were going to have a brand new 2023, God was like, reverse, reverse. And he's like, no, now this can play out the way it's supposed to. This can go the way that it's supposed to. These people can do this. They can do that. Because you remember, I'm telling y'all, in COVID, people was getting recognized because everybody was at home. People was getting recognized. People was getting, rewards. People was getting they were getting what they deserved, but how they handle it after it, that's what really took people for a toll. Like, all those companies that came up with them at home things, and then they go to the, they go to, like Shark Tank or whatever, and they get investors and shit. Like, this is crazy. Like, that's why 2022 was so hard. He saved the hardest connections for last. It wouldn't have made sense to do it the other way. Mm-mm. Because If you would have ran from the people that you cut off in 2022, you would have ran back to the same people you had in 2020. Yeah. If you would have, yeah. If you would have cut, if you with the people, if you would have cut off the people that you would have cut off in 2022, if you would have cut them off too soon, you would have ran to the same people that you need to cut off in 2020. And those people from 2020, 2021 were entities and energies of the people that you cut off in 2022. Because that's why it seemed like it was so difficult and it was so like confusing of like, okay, what is the problem? What is the problem? Like, why do I have, why is there so much commotion? Like, what is the fucking problem? Wait, hold on. What the fuck? Oh, I thought it was a squeezy top. That's all right. Anyhow, you would have ran back to them people. Oh, this is missing. You would have ran back to them people. You would have ran back to them people. You would have ran back to them people. I hear God saying that. You would have ran back to them. If I would have had you cut off the people that you cut off in 2022, you would have ran back to the same people that you was supposed to that you released in 2020 and 2021. It was all part of the plan. And it's funny because I got a video on YouTube called The Clever Plan. Y'all, another thing that I realized is the same thing was happening with the food. That's why the food not tasting the same. They can't keep up. A lot of people are getting caught in their words and their actions. They can't keep up. They can't keep up. I'm trying to tell y'all, they can't keep up. They can't keep up with the thing. Really, the United States can't keep up. And it makes me think of when I told y'all that people were going to be leaving in other countries. I told you the people was going to be living in other countries. You know, it's so funny. People go to other countries and they eat the same thing that they would eat over here, and they don't feel the same. They say exactly because the United States is corrupting shit. It's a power thing. The other day, I went to go get me some moles. I ate half that shit, and I was like, I don't want the rest. I don't want the rest. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. The way this shit is unfolding. So basically, let me go ahead and just like say it like this. When you was locked down, a lot of y'all was locked down without being in a lockdown for the last like last year. You went through your own, thank you for confirmation. You went through your own COVID quarantine without you realizing you did. Hold on, somebody just sent me a point on the board. Uh-oh, let's see. So I'm one of the people. Let's see what the point on the board is. Dang. The video is about one of them feminine coaches I was telling y'all about. Anywho, so a lot of y'all have been in your own quarantine without y'all realizing y'all been in your quarantine because you found yourself a lot more. You've realized who you were. You know what I'm saying? You found some hobbies. You found things about yourself. This was all for you to find out who you were. And I think it was just a shock of the fact of all the people that didn't agree with it. All the people that didn't agree with it. All the people, like, you haven't changed. And I told y'all that people not gonna recognize you because they don't recognize this version, because the versions of you that they knew were versions of you that they corrupted. It was the corrupted version of you from them. Oh, it's fucking people up. I try to tell you because they want to know what you're doing. Because when you used to tell people certain things and downloads and shit, they'd fuck it up. You know what I think is so interesting? I made a post about like how I know the truth behind the energy and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, all these random ass people was like, what's going on? What is it? Bitch, sit back and relax. Thank you. Sit back and relax. Y'all always want to know something. You want to be involved in something. I'm trying to tell y'all, the shift in energy is a shift in the physical. And it makes me think of a video that I think I posted in Sagittarius season where I said that we all gonna be having different types of conversations. It's just like you clearly won't be a part of that conversation no more. Like the girlies that was saying about how like, oh, all those tarot readings kept them stuck in life. That's because you fed your subconscious mind. I told y'all it was all about your subconscious mind. What do you feed your subconscious mind? What did you feel was actually the truth and what was not? You see what I'm saying? That's a big thing to keep you in a loop of things. One thing that I realized is I'm so like, that, okay, if they put one on my thing, I'd be like, all right, let me just hear what they got to say. Because they might put the most randomest part of the damn video. Somebody might have done 9 parts. They put part 6 or 7. I'd be like, so I'm listening to it. And it's like, damn, I literally just said that earlier, like confirming something. It's like, okay, cool. Boom. Another video come up, it's an article or it's a conference or it's a motivational speaker. They saying so I'm like, oh damn, I really just said that shit the other day. That's crazy. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? This was all going to be about your subconscious mind. And I think a lot of y'all realize that you've done nothing but fog your subconscious mind for the last 2 years. While others of us have been aligning, have been manifesting, have been talking, have been releasing, have been writing. We've been putting things into what God, the instructions were. School, and same thing with school, they realize that them kids don't need to be at school all fucking day to learn little ass shit. We got kids homeschool learning damn near Korean and Japanese within like 3 months. Got kids don't even know how to write cursive. We got kids over here damn near doing coding and shit at the age of like 9 and 10. So it wasn't about that. It was about the structure of things. How do you structure one's mind to be able to develop over time? That had to be the biggest thing. I just realized that God was structuring your mind so you could be able to develop over time. You know, like I told them in the one of the 2023 predictions, I was like, bro, quit learning shit that you know damn well you don't want to learn. Like, you know what I'm saying? You learning how to do this and you learning how to do that. Yeah, I'm all for a side hustle. But what I realized is that God don't want you learning things just to learn them. That ain't what you have a passion for. You don't have a passion for that. So why are you trying to learn that? You going to tarot classes, you don't have a passion for that. You trying to learn about like astrology, or you trying to learn about like travel agency and like you trying to learn ebooks, and you trying to learn about shit you don't have a passion for, and you're trying to figure out like why this shit not working, because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Why you're not excited about it anymore. You know, every project that I've implemented over the last 2 years, it always just brings me so much excitement. Somebody opened up my package and the first thing they say is, when I open your package, I felt the love. That made me feel so good. When people tell me that they've read my Dragon Days, it's like, damn, you can feel it, because I didn't do this in the sense of like, I didn't do these to become a prophet. Like, you know, I mean, not like for it to be profitable. I didn't do it because of that. I did it because I actually enjoy doing it. I enjoy my short stories. I enjoy my creative writing. I enjoy my herbs. I enjoy learning the process of building a business, because it's not what I thought. I thought I was going to have everything figured out. I thought I'm going to have a custom this and a custom that, realizing that shit takes time and that shit takes money. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, we really were an illusion to think that shit was built overnight. And that was because of the fact of people did a lot of things to get to the point that they are. Like, that she did not become a millionaire just overnight type shit. Some other shit happened. We just finally realized, like, oh, what the biggest illusion I feel like we're waking up is God's timing and the devil's timing. God's timing seems like it takes forever, but the war behind his timing is literally like it's undescribable. It's untouchable. You can't compete with it. So like people that you can tell are blessed by God and people you can tell are blessed by the devil, you can tell the difference because you can't beat their spirit, you can't beat their mind, their body, their soul. It don't matter how lit they get, how exposed that they get, they still have this energy of being humble. Those that I feel like get blessed by the devil, they try to portray their humbleness. Like you could tell by your spirit, you know? You could tell by your spirit that it's been corrupted. And in 2020, that was the biggest thing we saw, that a lot of people, their energy was corrupted. So, I remember in 2020, everybody's like, yeah, no bad vibes, all good energy. And then, bitch, you are the bad energy. Like, it was so many of that, like, oh, only positive energy, good vibes only. I don't have time to entertain negative energy, but bitch, you are the negative energy. You are the negative energy. You lack integrity. You lack it. So many, I've migrated from so many people and I didn't even realize it, but I've migrated with so many people because what they were portraying to be and what they really were was very contradicting. And since I'm a very understanding and accepting person, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you do you. But what I realized is I think a lot of people didn't really put the puzzle pieces together that they were the bad energy. And I think that has been like the biggest awakening that's happening because the last message that I posted on YouTube for my subscribers, I told them about things are going to be, people are going to try to bandwagon. Like, oh, we always supported you and oh, we always did this. And it's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You just now, you want to give me my glory because I actually did what I said. That's what's going to happen because in 2020, a lot of those small companies were like, I'm going to be big, and they became big. A lot of people, what they said happened. Now, they might didn't handle it right. They might, went on the, they didn't go the right way about it. You know what I'm saying? They might didn't handle their exposure and their correctly. But at the same time, like, they still manifested that their life would be the way it is. It makes me think of Moon, the girl that did the Rose Galore. And that shit blew up in her face a little bit because of her, for her, how she acted and talked and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? For acting out of character for no reason. But that was out of a guilty conscience. That whole thing with her and Ari, same thing with Ari. Ari had to watch what she said. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Like, a lot of people had to watch what they said because I'm trying to tell y'all, people were always just popular. This is now power over popularity. And then it's funny because in my head right now, I keep hearing that, you're probably wondering how I got here. Nah. And if you know that TikTok starts with this clip of a video and then it literally shows like all these little clips of video real quickly. That's how this is about to be. Because I'm trying to tell y'all, to other people, your lives are going to seem like that shit is just like, what the fuck? But it's just like, you're probably wondering how I got here. I had tears. I had anger. I had shame of myself. I had guilt. I had regret. I was losing my fucking mind. I had prayer. I had writing. I had accountability. I had awareness. I had impulse. I had intuition. I had guides. I had spirituality. I had Christianity. I had all this shit that was on this table that I had to decipher what the fuck is going on. And in 2020, that's exactly how it felt. Something's not right here. Something's not right here. Something is not right here. And I can't figure out what it is. Why do I feel this way when I go around this person? Why am I going through this? Why does it feel like this? Why am I not happy? Why does this cycle keep happening with you? Why does this, like, I'm trying to tell y'all, this is exactly what's going on. My nose is itching because of I think a lot of people, where they avoided things in 2020 to, you know what I'm saying? Like, release things and throw it off. They're about to go through a very rough 2023 because we're now coming back to this Pisces season. And I told y'all, this Pisces season, there's nothing in retrograde. Things were going on back then. And I'm trying to tell y'all now, there's nothing in retrograde. So they didn't forget. We're at the end of it makes me think of the video that I did, and it's called The Verdict. And then I have a YouTube video, I think it's called The Clever Plan. Hold on. Hold on. As a bait, as a trap. This was October 3rd. October 3rd, I think, is Libra season. Hold on. Yep. And I told y'all it was karmic justice. So that video was October 3rd. It's called The Clever Plan. I look like this. Okay. Then I recorded a video from 2/2. This was actually on 2/2. Excuse me, this was on 2/1. This was the beginning of February. And it was we've reached a verdict. Buenos dias, YouTube. All right. Thank you. Yeah. That's all. That's making sense. This is crazy. It's crazy. Because, like, what the fuck? Excuse me. And I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't put my finger on it. And I kept saying, like, yo, why can't I put my finger on what's going on in the energy? Like, why can't I put my finger on it? Like, I can't put my finger on it. Something's happening. And I was like, bro, what's happening? And I'm trying to tell you, they've been telling me all week, mind your business. And I'm like, no, bro, it was 33:30, 3:33 when I looked up. I'm trying to tell you, they've been telling me all week. They like, mind your business. Just mind your business. And they like, you're nosy. You're so nosy. You're so nosy. The enlightenment, the hangman. I'm trying to tell y'all, we've been hanging. And you know what I feel like God is doing? He about to cut that thing, and you're going to fall down. But you're not going to fall down. A lot of y'all, some of y'all are going to fall to grace, and some of y'all are going to fall out of grace, or whatever it's called. I told y'all, out of grace. Because I couldn't understand why Archangel Michael was so loud the last couple of days. And I know I've been rambling this entire time, so, you know. But that's how I heard it in my head. That's how it had to come out. But I want you to think about 3 things. 2020. Think about the people you met in 2020. Think about where you wanted to be in 2020. Think about, a lot of y'all, what you envisioned yourself to be in 2020. where you envisioned yourself and where you saw yourself, once you started like realizing like something's not right, you now get to pick up on that. Everything picks up where it left off. Like nothing ever happened. And I remember I had this reading, I kept hearing, sorry, I'm late. Like, damn, sorry, my bad. I got caught up doing something. Like, my bad. So I don't know who that is, but I remember hearing, sorry, I'm late. Sorry, I'm late. My bad. I got caught up. I'm here now. The Queen of Cups again. We keep getting the Queen of Cups because we're about to be in Pisces season. It's a whole new world. I told you you're going to pick up where you left off. I'm trying to tell you, you're going to pick up where you left off. You're going to pick up where you left off of some of them dreams that you had in 2020. Some of them dreams are now about to become a reality. I see this card in my head. I don't have it anymore, but it's the keep the vision card. Hold the vision. It's hold the vision in the Moonology deck. Hold on. It says, stand firm in whatever situation you are in, or something is stuck. Are you being stubborn? Do you want things to change? Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break a deadlock. It is up to you to decide what is going on. Self-reflection for all today. Stay in your power. Someone needs to back down. Avoid stagnation. A personal or professional relationship will be enduring. How many times have I told y'all that a relationship, a connection, a dynamic duo is happening? It needs to happen now. It couldn't happen before. You know, I just heard it couldn't prosper before. Things weren't going to be things weren't going to prosper. And God says specifically the word prosper. And the definition of prosper. Hold on. And it's a fixed moon. The card is a fixed moon. 106. All right. Sorry, y'all. It says there are two possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different. Interpretation is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you are asking about. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheels so the events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great, because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels and be the one to break the deadbolt. With two interpretations for this card, it gives me the Two of Wands. It gives me the Two of Wands. And I think I said that the other day, but I can't remember, why did I say that? I don't know. With two interpretations of this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which one applies to you. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection. And it's funny because it makes me think of what I was telling y'all about, like that. Damn, I didn't tell y'all. Y'all will see later. I'll post it later. It was it was that little chart that I was showing them, and I was showing them that it was a self-assertion, self-awareness, and then it was like something that was outside of people, but the instinct of the chart was being removed. It says, yes, just say the word a lot and see how it feels. The additional meaning of that card says staying power, faithful, or patient are needed. Someone needs to back down, avoid stagnation. A personal or professional relationship is enduring. It says in astrology, there are three types of moons: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. The fixed signs can be stubborn, so anything that's just starting as you draw this card may well last longer. Remember, we have each of all the stars in our chart. It's just the way the astrological wheel works. So there's no judgment when we say that while it's admirable how much staying power the fixed signs have, they also can be, wait a minute. What is the where's the moon? The moon will be going, a new moon in Pisces will be happening on the 19th. This is why all this kicks off. That's why I tell you, it couldn't happen then. The new moon in Pisces says a big night for romance, as this new moon is the perfect time for a first date with a potential love interest, developing crushes, or adding some more romance to our relationship. So get ready to swan. Then it says Venus enters Aries. I told y'all things that enter Aries is because it's a reset. Why the Empress is here. We got the Empress the other day. The cold nights are about to heat up in a big way when the planet of love moves into fiery, passionate Aries. For the next 4 weeks, relationships are blooming thanks to the ram's spice for life. It is, and it's funny that all these things on here are talking about being flirty. As I told y'all needed to be more flirty. Oh shit. My bad. The word prosper. Succeed in material terms, be financially successful. When I freaking tell y'all that the way God is like, okay, and it's like, what? Like, let me just let y'all in a little secret. If things are being taken away from you right now, let it go. Seriously. No, seriously. Because I told y'all, God needs to get you at the bare minimum so he can bless you. You know? It was an illusion. All the things that, like I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all are not realizing that things are being yanked from you for a reason. They're being yanked for a reason. Some of y'all are in very awkward situations. It makes me think, I'm trying to tell y'all, it makes me think of COVID. I'm trying to tell y'all, in COVID, we got locked down with people we should not have been locked down with. We got, look at, look, how many times is this motherfucker gonna be with this motherfucker? Ace of Wands. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You know, I just hear that Nelly song, 'cause it's all in my head. I think about it over and over again. I think vision you again. And it hurts so bad. Oh my gosh. Be in an energy of expecting. Be in an energy of expecting. Be in an energy of expecting. Also, you need to get out of where you are now, okay? You need to move. You need to move. You need to move. Regardless if that means that you need to go, you know what I'm saying, take yourself to the lake or something. You need to move. You need to move. I don't know. I just keep hearing God say you need to move. You need to get out of there. You need to get out of there. You need to get out of there. Something about the energy is closing in and you need to get out of there. Because something tells me when you get out of there, your energy's something's gonna change. Something's gonna move. I don't know. Something like you ever like went somewhere And like, if you would have never went there, you would have never got that information, or you would have never met that person. Or, you just ever had that moment where you'd be like, damn, I'm really glad I met you. I'm really glad I came here. I'm really glad I did that. Because if you didn't, like, that didn't happen, something tells me, like, you need to move. And you need to move. Pisces season, look here. Rest of Aquarius season, you need to start packing your shit, okay? Pack your shit, even if that's a mind, body, and soul thing. You know what I'm saying? If some of y'all have been on a routine lately, like you just been like, go home, at work, go home, go to school, this, thank you. You need to switch it up, and you need to move. Look at the moon hiding behind the King of Swords. Because the King of Swords knows something. So that's why he says you need to move your energy. And that's Archangel Michael that's protecting you from a lot of things. So a lot of y'all, just move. Just move. You got a week to move. The rest of Aquarius season is cutting out a lot of the darkness, a lot of the things that would keep you, like, I just feel like there's a lot of protection from things that you don't know. Like, there's a lot that you don't know that is happening right now. And from the video that I had said, and I was like, if things are happening to certain people, that means it confirms that you know something. Like, even if y'all don't realize this shit, there are things that y'all don't realize, like from other lifetimes, from other, like your bloodline. Like, y'all really don't know a lot of the things that are, like, a lot of the people that were attached to certain things of why you couldn't have shit. Like, I don't think y'all realizing that. And it's not for you to know, because at the end of the day, you can't really do nothing about it. It's really, but I'm telling you that, you know what I'm saying? You might think everything's all peachy clean and shit, but like, motherfuckers is going through it right now. Like, people's health is declining. People's finances are declining. Their resources are declining. You know what I'm saying? People are declining. Things are happening drastically. And I told y'all, I don't give a fuck how people are trying to make it seem in their life like, oh, I'm good, I'm good. No, they're not. They're not doing good. I'm trying to tell you, they're not doing good. People are not doing good. And it's not to boast, but it's just like, I think that's something that God needs y'all to understand. Like, there's more happening than y'all know. So it's just like, just do what you're being told, because of the fact of it's just more that's happening than you know. So you really need to like follow directions. Like, please. Say stop procrastinating. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of procrastinating. Like, this week, I'm telling y'all, everything was so slow when it came to technology and like paperwork and letters and the mail and processing time. Like, everything was so slow while it was in Capricorn. As soon as Mercury went into Aquarius, all of a sudden it was like bing, 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 bing. This will be delivered here. This is being processed here. This is happening here. So it's just like, just please, just please follow directions. You're not moving too fast. I'm telling y'all think it's impulse, but it's something you were supposed to do this entire time, but now is the right time to do it. So like, just please, just please, and quit worrying about money. Like, this is the first time that a lot of you guys are finally enjoying you actually doing shit for yourself. And so you're not being punished for that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because so many of y'all have been in lack mentality now. Like, you buy maybe like 2-3 things and you be like, oh my God, I'm wilding. God be like, wilding? It's people out here spending thousands of dollars on bullshit. You just spent $50. Like, you need to relax. Like, I'm telling you, that lack mentality is in y'all bad. Like, it's in y'all real bad. The power again. Another one. Oh. And the play, the dolphin. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. The dolphin says, swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence. Exhale fear. Dive into Dive into your wisdom. Go with the flow. Inhale confidence. How many more times we gonna hear confidence? Abundance again, but I'm not gonna take it. Is that rebirth on the bottom of the deck? Okay. The dragon, supernatural, and that abundance on the bottom of the deck again. You are the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. And look at that. Mastery. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the skies. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. That's wisdom twice. That's confidence. That's mastery twice. I tried to tell y'all don't need to master every environment. So therefore, let's keep it moving. Keep it pushing. Let's go about our days. Okay? Look, intuition again. I don't know. Book the ticket. Don't fight me. But and I'm saying this also for myself. Y'all talk so much game and plan so much shit out and don't make not one move. Y'all still in some safety zone shit. Let's see, like, kick that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Like, let's get it started. It was 51:11 on the clock. Let's get it started. Like, let's really, let's like this bitch. Like, y'all playing so much shit and ain't bust a grape. You watch videos, you look at on the internet for things, and you still ain't did shit. So it's just like, you don't got all them guns, you ain't kill nobody yet. How many times you shot that motherfucker? You ain't talking about shit. You ain't did shit. Wow. And I'm saying it for myself too. I feel called out right now. Look, adventure and the dragon, supernatural, and the fucking abundance on the bottom of the deck again. All right. I ain't pussy, so I'm gonna go do it. Because I don't like that. I feel God calling me out right now. So, I love y'all. Toodles. Bye.